And I'm going to be sharing about our partnership that we did with the John Jay College of Criminal Justice at the City University of New York. And I'll be sharing more about the project that we did to improve college success through predictive modeling. So my name is Mallory Sheff, and I have been working with DataKind for the past 2 years. I'm their portfolio manager for our economic resilience body of work. Under this portfolio of projects, we have been looking at 4 key thematic areas that really support individual and community resilience. And this includes post-secondary education as a really cornerstone of general resilience in the United States. For today's presentation, I'll be sharing a little bit about who we are at DataKind so that you know what we do. I'll then provide an overview of our previously successful and impactful partnership with the John Jay College and how we worked together to improve college success rates. And then I'll review and discuss the current work that we're doing right now to extend the collaboration. And of course, we'll be very happy to answer any questions at the end. So to begin, I really wanted to share a little bit about who we are at DataKind. What type of organization are we, and what is the work that we drive forward? So DataKind is a nonprofit organization that was launched in 2012. So we are coming on our decade of work together. And our mission is really to harness the power of data science and AI in the service of humanity. Our model teams talented pro bono data science experts with social impact organizations, and together we design solutions to tough social challenges. We like to see ourselves as a bridge where we bridge the gap on the one hand between technologists and on the other hand on the social sector. So we're really a nonprofit that connects pro bono data scientists with mission-driven organizations. And our work really comprises of 3 core phases of every partnership we engage in to make sure that it is fully collaborative. One is that we really help our social organizations identify their data and AI opportunities. Where are their pain points and what is data scienceable? We then recruit and manage a team of pro bono experts that have skills that perfectly match the solution that we're trying to build together. And then we stick around to ensure that the solutions are really sustainable and that impact is in fact achieved for our partners. So more concretely, what does this mean and how do we do our work? So I'm now really excited to share the work that we've done in partnership with John Jay College at the City University of New York and how we applied our data science strategies to help university students graduate with their bachelor's degree. So the challenge that we aim to address, as I'm sure you all are subject matter experts in this area, is a very large one. Every year, we know that more than 1 million students drop out of college. These college completion rates across the US continue to be a concern, with nearly half of all students that are at risk of leaving without earning their degree. We also know that this college non-completion rate is not equitably distributed. 2/3 of college dropouts are low-income students, and Black and Latino students are disproportionately affected. And while we have to acknowledge that college completion rates have been inching up to 62%, which is their highest level yet, as per a 2021 statistic, we know that this is just still not enough. So DataKind partnered with which is a senior University of New York. This is a college that is truly dedicated to really educating traditionally underrepresented groups and committed to increasing diversity in the workforce. Their student body is comprised of 60% women, 40% Hispanic students, and 25% African American. So from January to December of 2017, DataKind and the John Jay College of Criminal Justice worked together to develop data science solutions that could assist in identifying students at risk of not graduating. So we really leveraged historical data on student characteristics to predict the risk of dropout or delayed graduation for students that had over 90 credits. Really, John Jay wanted to understand how leveraging existing student data, they could answer a set of questions. For example, could they identify students who were likely to drop out to preemptively provide support? And what were some of the factors that would influence the student's decision to leave school before earning their degree? So for this project, we engaged in what we call a data core programmatic engagement, which is a long-term 6 to 9 month engagement with pro bono data scientists. And we together tested and iterated over 20 models to identify how we could predict non-graduation or delayed graduation among the John Jay College student body. At the end of our project, we were able to suggest the adoption of 2 sets of 3 modules for a total of 6 total models that we could then apply to different student populations and be applied at different times along the student journey. I'm going to be walking you through the primary modeling that we provided and the secondary modeling that we provided to the John Jay College. So using the available data that was provided to us by the John Jay College team, we were able to develop these models to predict non-graduation for freshmen, transfer students within the CUNY system, and transfer students outside of the CUNY system. So as you can see here, we have 3 separate unique models. This looks a little bit overwhelming, but this is really just to demonstrate that we have 3 different data subsets that built 3 different models that were able to result in 3 sets of predictions. 1 prediction for just freshman students, 1 prediction for transfers within the CUNY system, and 1 prediction model for students who are outside of this CUNY system. And we were then able to aggregate these risk scores to get a general prediction for any given term. From there, we were able to develop secondary models. So the information that was generated in the primary set of models really informed the secondary set of models. These models are actually applied for different terms, but every single student, freshman, transfers within the CUNY system, and transfers from outside the CUNY system are combined. With the secondary model, the John Jay College can use current student information to generate and update a student's probability of not graduating because it really allows for changes in student performance, enrollment status, and other factors. I'm happy to share that the analysis provided some tremendous results. We were able to show correlations between graduation and key factors, such as the student's GPA, the number of classes that students were dropping or failing, full-time or part-time enrollment, etc. So as an example, we were able to determine that a student who has an average GPA is completing an average of only 10 credits per term and has failed 2 courses in the past, this student will have a higher probability of not graduating. And each of the models that I presented in term were able to correctly predict the students that will graduate with 80 to 90% accuracy and correctly predict students who will not graduate with about 70 to 80% accuracy, which is a huge success. But concretely, what does this really mean for the staff and the students at John Jay College? Well, the 2 models that we were shared included comprehensive documentation and was really packaged into a full tool that we know and we call as CUSP, the Completion for Upper Division Student Program tool. Prior to the use of CUSP, only 54% of seniors after the 90 credit mark were able to graduate with their bachelor's degree. However, as soon as we were able to hand over the CUSP tool for the John Jay College team to integrate that into their work, they were able to support 87% of students to graduate, which was an additional 600 students were able to complete their bachelor's degree. And the CUSP tool really enabled Dara and her team, who is our project champion, to provide students with key support, including strategies to overcome financial and academic barriers to graduation. They were able to map out remaining courses for their final semesters and offer post-graduation planning and referral resources. And from this success, we are now partnering with John Jay College again on a new and exciting project. We are now really focusing on a subset of the initial project's primary model, and we're really focusing on transfer students. We know that transfer students is an at-risk group for the John Jay College team because they have the highest transfer graduation rate within the CUNY system, but as a result, they do not have the time or the bandwidth or the resources to provide support to all those that might be at risk. So we're currently working with student demographic and enrollment information from 2005 to 2021, and we're really aiming to create a model that will provide the John Jay team, including academic advisors, financial aid counselors, with data-driven information to identify the transfer students who have a defined risk characteristic. And as soon as we're able to identify which students are at highest risk, the Dara and her team of academic and financial advisors are able to preemptively support those students. And so we're delighted to be working on this project with support from google.org over the next couple of months to develop these models. So we're working with a team of 8 pro bono data scientists to drive forward on the following milestones. We're working on exploratory data analysis right now to really understand the data that we're working with, what is being represented in the data, and how can we learn from the data. We'll be driving towards a minimum viable product, so really developing an algorithm or a predictive model that the John Jay College team can provide us some insight on, leveraging their subject matter expertise. And then by August of 2022, we'll be able to have a final product and complementary documentation such that they're able to integrate the tool into their systems. So as a quick summary of our collaboration, we were able to build predictive models and really enable us to provide data-driven insights to the John Jay College team on students that are at highest risk of dropping out and not completing their full bachelor's degree. We're leveraging insight from this first partnership to focus specifically on transfer students who were identified by the John Jay College team as being an at-risk student group. And we're really leveraging data-driven information to see how we can empower the John Jay College team to preemptively intervene and support those students that would welcome support such that they graduate with their bachelor's degree in time with all the financial aid that they have received.